So the other day I was sitting on my toilet. I'd just gotten back from the gym and I was thinking about my day. I was kind of confused about how I hadn't been made fun of today or even in the past few months. I also remembered how I'd overheard some guys talking about how they always saw me going to the gym. I finished wiping and then it hit me. Compared to just 1 or 2 years ago, I get so much more respect now. I figured out a few key things as to why I'm so much more respected now, and so I decided to sit down and record this video. The one thing you can do which will give you the most amount of respect is get a better physique. The instant someone walks into a room, your brain has already made hundreds of assumptions about them before you can even make a conscious opinion. As soon as you see them, you see their physique, as well as their other physical attributes. In any public situation, the people around you will have so much more respect for you because they know that a good physique comes with hard work and consistency. How can you not respect someone when the first thing you see about them is something which not many people get and would have taken them a lot of effort? Sorry to interrupt, but I've got something you might be interested in. I'm currently creating a 10-step protocol for your well-being. It's still in the works, but I've created the first 3 steps. If you click the link below, you'll get those first 3 steps along with the rest of the steps after a few weeks when I've fully uploaded them. Right now, it's at half price, but as soon as I finish the course, which will be quite soon, then it'll be back to the full price. So if you want early access and eventually full access to the course for half the price, then click that link below and I'll see you in there. Strangers respect you more, but friends will respect you even more. The people who know you are more likely to know what you've been through to get the physique, and they're more likely to know what you were like before. Where I'm from, there's quite a lot of pressure to be sporty, at least in school. It was always the fastest and most athletic kids which were the most popular. For me, I was one of the least sporty kids who grew up in a musical family. Everyone I knew either loved football or some other sport. The pressure did decrease over time, but I was still a chubby kid who didn't do much exercise and dreamed of getting abs. But after about 2 years, and even after just the first year of going to the gym, I developed myself and I gained more respect from the people around me. You don't get respect from people overnight, it takes time and consistency, which happens to be my next point. For the people you see quite often, such as your family or classmates, you need to be consistent. Consistent in your behavior and consistent in your views. This means that whatever you say you do it. People know when you lack the integrity to do what you say, and no one really likes someone who talks a lot but doesn't really do much. The definition of respect is a deep admiration for someone based on their achievements, qualities, or skills. If you really want to get a deep admiration from other people, then you have to show up at least 99% of the time. Earlier, I told you about how I overheard some young guys talking about how they always saw me at the gym, and I think it was out of respect. The only way I earned that respect is by being consistent in the gym. You have to become a person who deserves respect in order to earn respect. You might be able to fake it and get some respect in the short term, but if you want long-term, true, deep admiration from other people, then you need to become someone who you yourself would respect, which leads me on to my next point. For you to be someone who's respected, you need to respect yourself. The easiest question to find out if you're respected by other people is if you ask yourself, do I respect who I am now? Imagine if an alternate version of you walked into the room. You look at them, you ask them a bit about their life. Would you respect them? The very basis of others respecting you is you respecting yourself and becoming a person you actually want to be. To respect yourself, you have to fulfill the promises you make to yourself when no one's looking. You know when you tell yourself that you're going to do the homework later and then you don't? Well, that's exactly when you lose respect for yourself. Even though it might not seem like it matters in the moment, every single time that you lie to yourself and fail to meet promises, you degrade your self-image. You become someone who's untrustworthy, and is an untrustworthy person respected? No, they're probably the furthest thing from it. So if you want to know if you're respected, or at least on the path to becoming someone who is respected, then ask yourself this: am I becoming a person who deserves respect? If you want someone you truly want to be right now, then that's okay. You have to shift your identity over time. So how can you do that? Well, your identity literally means your repeated beingness. It's who you are and what you do on a day-to-day basis. Every single day you make a vote for the person you want to be. If you're not someone you actually want to be yet, then you need to change who you vote for. You need to start making different daily choices. As an actionable step, you can start with the very smallest thing. If you want to become a famous artist, then all you need to do is start today by drawing a picture of someone for 5 minutes. That's the best way to get started, because you can't expect yourself to do 8 hours of drawing in one day when all you do for now is 8 hours of watching YouTube in one day. Whatever it is, start doing it for 5 minutes today, and then you'll start voting for the person you want to become. Remember that it's not the end of the world if you miss a day, because it's just missing a vote for the person you want to become. What matters is your consistent voting for the right person over the course of hundreds of days. The next thing you can do is talk less and listen more. By doing this, you demonstrate your genuine interest in others, you empower them, and you validate them. There's probably someone you can think of right now who's a bad listener. Maybe they just go on their phone all the time when you're speaking to them, or they're always listening to music, or they just lack presence. Do you respect them? Maybe, but at least not when you're talking to them and they're not listening. We all care about ourselves the most, so when someone else shows more care and what we care about the most, then we respect them more. Also, listening more reduces the chance of making a fool of yourself. You get into less misunderstandings and you avoid conflict. This one's a bit more difficult to explain, but if you think about it, you're more likely to respect someone who's a quiet observer compared to someone who's a loud blabber. Those are definitely the extremes, but I still believe if you keep at the back of your mind to talk less and listen more, then you'll be respected more. I might not be fully confident in this, so how about you just test it out and see what you notice. Listening more is just a respectful thing to do, so when you give respect, you get respect, which also happens to be my next point. Acknowledging, validating, and giving to other people can be a great way to exchange respect. When you hold your view of someone else highly, they're much more likely to hold their own view of you highly. Imagine someone said to you, "Hey, I really like what you're doing with your artwork. It's pretty impressive stuff." Almost straight away you'd go, "Oh, thanks man, I really appreciate it." And you'd walk off like this, and you'd say, "Damn, that guy was really nice. And look at that, he just earned more respect from you." So mirror what that guy did, and whenever you notice something you like about someone else, call it out. Mention it to them and be grateful. In return, they'll be grateful for your compliment and they'll respect you more. I know it might sound a bit like a transactional way of thinking about things, but it creates more positivity in your environment. Also, when you compliment other people more, you'll be more likely to receive more compliments. When you receive more compliments, your self-image gets improved. When your self-image improves, then you respect yourself more. And as you already know, when you respect yourself more, you get respect from others more. So, there you have it. 5 ways to gain more respect in life. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one.